The fourth part. Daniel Jr., he slid off the hood of the Malibu. He said, stumbling towards and around Bobby, he said, "Shit, better take him home." He nodded into the camera like he had made some executive decision backed by sound and reasonable deduction. He said, still picking shit off his tongue and pointing at Mickey, he said, "You drive." A voice from off camera responded, "Got no license, ain't but 13. Daniel Jr. looking down at Bobby, he said, "Yeah, but you'll get in less trouble than me. You drive. We got to take him home." The camera started a sputtering like it had run out of film stock, and its tail end piece kept spinning around and around. Slap, slap, slap. The lens cracked. Mickey stumbled toward the car. Daniel Jr. tossed the keys at him, and Mickey, he saw them coming right at him in slow motion. They tumbled ends over ends and left sparkly trails in their wake. They flew past his outreached hand. His head turned to watch them sail on right through his fingers and land in the sand right behind him. He stopped, stooped, grabbed them, and felt the air crash around him as he stood back up, walked, wiggled, wobbled over to the Malibu, reluctantly climbed into the driver's seat, his hands a little shaky, his grip a little loose on the steering wheel when he finally found it. And he sat there looking straight ahead, eyes serious, the dashboard dark and mysterious. Ricky came over, leaned over, and looked into his window. He said, grinning ear to ear, a cigarette between clenched teeth, jaw tight. He said, watching the other tripsters help Bobby into the back. Ricky, he said, but Mickey, he interrupted him. Mickey, he giggled. Mickey, he couldn't help but to laugh. Ricky, he looked so goddamn ridiculous, he looked like Arnold Horshack. Ricky, he stood straight, looking down. Mickey, he stopped laughing. Ricky, he leaned back over. He said, "Hey, man, just follow me. I'll get you out of here." And Daniel Jr. grabbed shotgun, shutting, slamming the door, and lighting a cigarette in one single movement, while the tripsters piled into the VW, its little lawnmower engine firing up on the fourth try. Ricky popped the clutch, and it jerked out in front of them. Mickey, he started the Malibu, and its four-barrel roared to life. He popped the ratchet shifter down into drive and took his foot off the brake, the pull of the engine jumping the car forward without even a touch of the gas pedal. The fat G60's giving a little spin on the dirt, leaving a little puff behind. Mickey tried to focus on the two bright red blooms that bounced ahead of them, leading them through the woods, out of the woods. Mickey, he felt a sense of confidence. Mickey, he felt a sense of dread. He wished the Duke had come along with them. Daniel Jr. hadn't said anything since he got into the car. Bobby hadn't said anything since he got shoved into the car. Mickey hadn't said anything either. He didn't know if he could still talk. The air's so heavy. He couldn't force his jaw to open, his tongue to move. His mind raced. The world outside the car raced by. The trees, the clouds, the dust blown up by the skittering bud ahead raced by. The fucking wicked witch of the West raced by on her broom. An eternity of thoughts raced up and down his spine, injecting hope and crushing it with doubt over and over. She loves me not. Then finally the Cuthbert water tower appeared, all lit up from beneath. The painted words, "Welcome to Cuthbert, birthplace of Lena Baker," slathered across the broad tank in electrified blood-red letters. Ricky led them on around the square and up College Avenue to Uncle Daniel's place, where he slowed and brightened and dimmed his lights a couple of times before speeding on off. Mickey pulled into the drive and cut the motor. A silence hovered, highlighted by only the complimentary glows of the street light and that of the Confederate flag bright in the upstairs window overlooking the drive. He couldn't believe he had made it back. Daniel Jr., looking straight ahead, did not move. Bobby snored in the back seat, and they stayed like that. Mickey didn't know how long. He remembered seeing the dew form on the windshield, one drop at a time, and then all at once. And it seemed as if the weight of the dew upon the windshield would fall in upon them, the weight of it and the world and the non-world, until the sky lightened, and the growing heat of the anticipated sunrise gave lift to a sweet steam drifting off the lawn, leaving glitters in its trail. And the sun peeked its head above the horizon, above the town, up over the high school, onto the driveway, in through the car windows, and Daniel Jr. stirred and reached back and softly slapped Bobby, and Bobby, he sat up slowly. He rubbed his eyes. He looked around. His eyes widened just the slightest surprise, sleepy bit, as he noticed Mickey behind the wheel, still gripping it loosely. He leaned forward. He put his hand on Mickey's shoulder, not softly, not harshly, just put his hand on Mickey's shoulder. He said, grumpy morning smile on his face. He said, tilting his head a little forward, a little to the side, as if he were trying to convince himself of what he was about to say. He said, "Hey, see?" Mickey's shoulder, it tensed, it relaxed, it shivered a little. "Bobby," he said, "Hey, see? You're okay. You got us home okay. You're the tripster hero of the night. I told you everything was going to be okay." Mickey looked straight ahead and nodded. Full moon, shrooms, and all that.